Hi everybody, Tom Oates from the Wisconsin State Journal and madison.com here, and by now we all know the Green Bay Packers' prayers were not answered in the desert of Arizona. Well, not all their prayers anyway. And all that really leaves at this point is next year. What will become of these Packers? One thing we know about this season, it was probably their most non-competitive season since 2008, which was the first year that Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. That's the last time the Packers didn't make the playoffs. But the question is, did that signal, did this year they were 11-7, did this signal a downward trend? Or was this merely a temporary a lull in a long progression of contending teams under Aaron Rodgers? As we look to next season, look at it this way. Aaron Rodgers gives them 10 wins. I mean, a great quarterback is almost a guarantee of 10 wins. So the Packers have to get incrementally better. They have to shore up some of their weak spots and not develop some others. Where are we talking? Certainly tight end is their biggest worry. They just did not have the kind of tight end that could stretch the field. They need to acquire one some way, somehow, who can run down the field and threaten opposing defenses. Jordy Nelson returning to the wide receiver core should be a huge help. If he's anywhere close to being the Jordy Nelson of the past, the 1,500-yard receiver from last year, because he bumps everybody down one notch, and they have a lot of pretty good receivers. They just didn't have that one guy to take the top off the defense this year. The other area of concern, running back, Eddie Lacy's in a contract year. The law's been laid down with Eddie Lacy to come in shape, so I expect Eddie Lacy to have a pretty good year next year. What they really need is they need to handle their offensive line. They have to be backed up at the tackle positions better than they were this year. Plus, if you look at it, they have four of their top six offensive linemen will be in a contract year, so they need to start preparing the offensive line for the future as well. Defensively, I thought they had a good year on defense. They didn't have a great year on defense. Inside linebacker remains a huge problem. You have to get. They wasted Clay Matthews' talents by playing him inside, but he was needed in there. He did a great job, but he needs to get back outside. They need to get an inside linebacker with some speed. As for free agents, I think in the defensive line, which was probably the best area of the team this year, they need to bring back either Raji or Guyon, one of the two. They need to bring back either Mike Neal or Nick Perry, one of the two. And they need to think about bringing back Casey Hayward simply because you can never have enough corners. But they're pretty solid on defense. Their special teams were improved. If they can shore up some holes on offense, I certainly think the Packers can be right back where they were as a prime contender for the NFL title next year.